glare. So hard to see it. That's better. Whittier. Yes, Sam. You got it? What's the address? Montana? Then where? Yes, that's exactly what I need. Fax me the whole report pronto. I especially want the birth certificate and recent history. Send those first. So you're not Bonnie Silver. Your real name is Bonnie Connor. Your name was changed to Silver when you were placed in the Montana foster care system. Let's see, what was the date? March 19th? That was only a few days after we did the Connor job. Could it be? Is Bonnie a true mongrel, or is she just an adopted human? Should we switch our focus from Bannister? Or maybe there are two of them. But if she were adopted, how could she have Connor in her birth certificate? And why did Hartana have her put into foster care? Did she know I was getting close and managed to put Bonnie away? If so, why did she cover her tracks? And if Bonnie really was born to Dr. and Mrs. Connor, why did the good doctor keep her hidden from me? Why was she transferred to West Virginia, to Castlewood of all places, right where we tracked Bannister down after all these years? We have to find out. If she's a mongrel, we have no choice. If I'm right, then it's no wonder she got entranced with the little sorceress. Beep boop 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 beep. Olga, it's Whittier. We may have to mobilize, but for now meet in the schoolyard out in front. No, don't bring the blade. At least not yet. But we made it a rope. I need you to help me catch and search a girl. Why you? Because you're female. It wouldn't be right for me to search a girl. Besides, if she bolts, you can chase her down better than I can. Yes, she's only a teenager. Don't worry, you can go back to your surveillance at the Bannister house later. Okay, 1 hour. It'll be right before classes, so I hope to find her in the yard. I don't want to take her from the classroom. Too many questions. We'll do it where no one can see us. Don't worry. Who would believe her word over ours? I'm a respected principal now, remember? Well, Mr. Bannister has come. That means Hamilton's probably already here too. Maybe Hamilton was right. Maybe he's a responsible kid after all. The teachers should generally have a better handle on that than I do, except for Mrs. Roberts, of course. She doesn't seem to know anything. There wasn't enough information about Bonnie to satisfy him. At least not enough to warrant the ultimate penalty. Of course, if it all proved true, sweet, innocent girl or not, he wouldn't hesitate to perform a sacred duty. Still, there are too many unanswered questions. It was time to pay Hamilton a visit. In the teacher's study room, Mr. Hamilton reads the Bible and takes notes. At one point in his study, he opened his Bible to Job, chapter 41, and suspended his pen over the pad as he read. Who can strip off his outer armor? Who can come within his double mail? Who can open the doors of his face? Around his teeth there is terror. His strong scales are his pride, shut up as with a tight seal. One is so near to another that no air can come between them. They are joined to one another. They clasp each other and cannot be separated. His sneezes flash forth light. His eyes are like the eyelids of the morning. Out of his mouth go burning torches. Sparks of fire leap forth. Out of his nostrils smoke goes forth, as from a boiling pot, and burning rushes. His breath kindles coals, and a flame goes forth from his mouth. If that's not a dragon, I don't know what is. That's quite a load there you have, Hamilton. Yes, I'm preparing for today's lecture. What's this? The Knights of Camelot? The Age of Dragons? Yes, we're doing a section on the King Arthur legend. Why are you studying that in a history class? Do you believe the legends? What I believe matters little. I am able to mix in the indisputable with the marginal and explain the difference. What matters is that my students are interested. In fact, I acquired these books because a student asked me for information. You got these from the library? I didn't know Castlewood had volumes like these. They're not from the library. I drove to Cumberland last night to visit a friend who loaned them to me from his private collection. I doubt any library in our region would carry books of such antiquity. No doubt you're right. By the way, what did the student ask you about? He asked about dragons. Dragons? Who asked about dragons? The same Mr. Bannister who created this beautiful poster for our school. I met him this morning to give him his assignments and collect his artwork. The same hands sketched this marvelous portrait and are scrubbing the walls outside. As I told you, he's not the troublemaker he appeared to be yesterday. He's a bright and talented young man. So Bannister asked, did he? And he drove all the way to Cumberland just to answer his question? Dr. Whittier, do you know how rare it is these days for a student to go out of his way to specifically ask for more information? I intend to do my part and give the very best answer I can. As you should, of course. I'm glad to hear it. But what about dragons did Bannister want to know? He wanted to know if they ever really existed. And what have you found? I have my own opinions, of course, but I think it's important to provide my students with a good reference material. This one has several amazing dragon stories with evidence that's quite good, but I have found no truly first-hand accounts. As they would expect in books like these. Do you know of other sources? Yes. In fact, I have a number of journals in my private collection in my office, including my own journal, in which I have recorded an interesting history of the knights. I'll show them to you if you would like. I should like that very much. Come along, then.